Welcome to Sage Media's stream of the PSAL semifinal matchup, a championship game rematch from last season, a heavyweight bout of heavyweight bouts. Curtis Warriors, Erasmus Hall in Brooklyn. The weather is chilly, quintessential football weather, and I am Ray Jarvis bringing you the action here. Sage Media, the source for high school athletics in New York City. Lock it with us as you're pulling into the stream. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe option if you haven't already. We appreciate the love we've been getting throughout the city for these streams, and by way of you liking and subscribing, it will help us to continue growing the brand. To this matchup, you have, this is the third time Curtis is coming to Brooklyn in the last two seasons. Last year, they lost the game here on this field, but in the championship game, they pulled off a stunning, some would say, upset to win the championship. This year, they kind of land in third place. They haven't been able to win the big one. They've lost already to Erasmus Hall. They've taken defeats to Tottenville. Quite frankly, the narrative coming into this game is the 2025 Curtis team good enough to match wits with the heavyweights? So far, that answer is no. But with this semifinal matchup on the road, they can quell all doubts when it comes over to Erasmus Hall. It's about regaining dominance, taking a step closer to getting that championship back. Yes, there's a lot of eyes on Tottenville. Yes, Curtis is the defending champions. But the powerhouse in New York City, if you ask everybody around campus at E Hall, is the championship still has to come through Flatbush. This is, once again, a heavyweight matchup. This is the best possible matchup, and it's here on Sage Media. Once again, I'm Ray Jarvis. I'm not alone. Someone will be joining pretty soon. But in the meantime, you got your boy. Get comfortable, get your coffee, get your tea, get your bacon, egg, and cheese, and lock in. While we, get comfortable and you get your bacon, egg, and cheese, do you like mayonnaise? Do you like salt, pepper, ketchup? What you put on your bacon, egg, and cheese? Let me know. I'm trying to find my. All right. I like mayonnaise. Don't judge me. Don't take my Brooklyn card because I have mayonnaise on my bacon, egg, and cheese. But anyway, Sage Media is not alone with this telecast. We have some people who are supporting the brand. Staten Island Chiropractic Sports Rehab, the leaders in sports medicine right here in Oakwood. We're not in Oakwood right now, but you get the point. Our team keeps athletes healthy, strong, and game ready with expert chiropractic care, sports rehab, and recovery. From high school athletes to weekend warriors like myself once upon a time, we deliver world-class care with one goal in mind: getting you back to what you love most. Staten Island Chiropractic and Sports Rehab is the name families turn to when it matters most. Learn more and book your appointment at the website you see on the screen or contact 718-874-6002. Once again, that number, 718-874-6002. Let's get comfy, people. Wait a minute. My producer's telling me we got some more. Ascendant Athletics and Culture. Ascendant Athletics and Culture. Say that 10 times fast, huh? The nonprofit organization known for developing youth and high school athletes academically and athletically while maintaining a focus on today's sports, social culture, is proud to announce the partnership between New York Hustle 7-on-7 and DEF CON New York 7-on-7 on the 15 and under and 18 and under level for the upcoming 2026 7-on-7 season. Tryouts for 15 and under and 18 and under are being held Sunday, December 14th. Again, that date, Sunday, December 14th, is coming real soon. Make sure you take care of your business between the hours of 5 p.m. and 9 p.m. at the Gillette Indoor Facility in Gillette, New Jersey. Players will have the opportunity to play DEF CON 7-on-7, which is also sponsored by Battle, and to compete in the 5 national battle tournaments in Miami, Vegas, Houston, and D.C. Players will also have the opportunity to play for New York Hustle 707, who will be competing in local tournaments in the New York, New Jersey, and Pennsylvania area. This collaboration is designed to bring the best high school football players of the tri-state and New Jersey area together. By joining forces, we will obtain national exposure, which is clutch as an athlete, and prove to the nation we have elite ballers in the New York area. Don't miss the opportunity and get ready for all the smoke to compete at tryouts on Sunday, December 14th. Please visit AACIG and Twitter for more details. That AAC stands for Ascendant Athletics and Culture on Instagram and Twitter. All right. And we kick off in this showdown semifinal matchup. The kick is picked up after a bit of a decision, and he cuts up the field. He makes a man miss. He has one person to beat, and he's turning on those burners. He's at the 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, and he's brought down by the shoelaces at the what looks to be the 6-yard line. Great start for Erasmus Hall. And the nightmare in Brooklyn seems to continue with Curtis. They didn't have the best performance on this field a few weeks ago, and once again, it seems to be continuing. Tough break, tough start to this game, but a great start for E. Hall as they look. Again, let's be clear, this is a revenge game. Let's lock in. Couldn't even see. Couldn't see the number. Amir Morrow with that big-time return. It started off a little sluggish, like he was trying to get the grip of the football, trying to get his bearings. Next thing you know, he's deep into the red zone. Amazing start for Erasmus Hall as Kendu Brown, dual-threat quarterback, setting up in the shotgun. I got my gripes about shotgun in the red zone, but they seem to like it, so I won't complain. Brown takes the snap, hands it off, and he is in for a touchdown. Jair Lewis, little resistance, walks right through on this comfy Sunday afternoon, and E. Hall is immediately on the board. Not the way you want a game to start of your Curtis. Big kick return followed by a cakewalk touchdown. Curtis, you better wake up. I know it's Sunday. I know it's early, but you better wake up. You're in for a long day if this is what you bring to the table. Jair Lewis walked in behind the great push of the E-Hall O-line, making a presence known. Everything, check. If you're a head coach of E-Hall, this is exactly the start you wanted. And we have a stoppage on the extra point of flag. False start against Erasmus Hall. You're going to move it back about 5 yards for that call. This is a bit of a longer extra point. Let's see what kind of leg the kicker for Erasmus Hall has. That is number 11. And the kick is up. And it's good. And with a few seconds off the board to start this game, Erasmus Hall leads Curtis by a score of 7-0. Curtis immediately knocked on their heels, but this is an experienced team with championship pedigree, and they won't lay down. I expect them to come out here and fight back. Good job by Erasmus Hall, but again, as you're here getting comfortable, hit the like button, hit the subscribe option, lock in to All Things Sage Media. Go over to our Instagram as well. Follow us over there to stay in tune with all things New York City High School athletics. Your one-stop shop for all things. As we get... yeah. As on the play, but again, Erasmus Hall setting the tone early on. Getting ready for the kickoff here. The whistle is blown. And we're off. Good job. Good kick there. Curtis with it. Up to the 25-yard line. Cuts left. Trying to turn the corner, and he does. 35-40. 45. And he's out of bounds. Just in front of the 40-yard line. Great return right there. That was number 7 on the return. Daniel Lewis giving Curtis great field position to start this game. I get the sense it's going to be an action-packed afternoon here. Sid Luckman Field is in for a classic. It's going to be imperative of the man Andre Johnson calls the Iceman to show up in a real way. Vincent Canzaneri, the quarterback of Curtis. These are the games where you depend on your star players to show up. Canzaneri Sr. alongside Jared Surratt as well. You guys are going to have to carry the load considering how Erasmus Hall just came. You're going to have to follow that up. Pause if applicable, of course. But lock in. You guys had a long afternoon against Eagle last week, and now you're stepping up in the level of competition going against Erasmus Hall. You can't afford to play a full-quarter game when you're chasing all afternoon. You got to tighten it up. Canzaneri getting everybody set. Single high look for E. Hall. Man comes in motion. Canzaneri looks right, puts the ball up. Pass is complete. Great catch there. Jaden Melendez, all hands. Great positive start for Curtis. I want to see a lot more of that from Canzaneri as well. Don't take the ball out of his hands. When he gets into a rhythm, I've seen firsthand, when Canzaneri's in a rhythm, this Curtis offense operates at a different tier. Put the ball in your senior quarterback's hands and let him dominate. First down. Looks left off the snap. Puts it up, has a man. Throws a little behind him, but he makes the catch. Great gang tackling done by Erasmus Hall, but another first down for Curtis. Pass complete to Akai Lewis. So off the rip, you see the coaches of Curtis decided we're going to beat this team through the air. Let's not play safe. Let's not run some dives. Let's let Canzaneri find that rhythm early. Don't wait till the second quarter. Let him get that rhythm right now. Getting the call from the sideline. First down just outside the red zone. Canzaneri still in the shotgun. E-Hall looking to apply some pressure. Man comes in motion. Hands it off to the left. Great pursuit by Erasmus Hall. Bringing down Quadir Gomez. What looks to be in the backfield. If not in the backfield, definitely tackled, no gain. Chilly Sunday afternoon here in Brooklyn. Overcast skies. Little bit of a breeze as well. Curtis in a gray uniform, navy blue helmets, and you see Erasmus Hall in their war-ready, all-black uniforms. It's going to be a battle this afternoon. It bears repeating. Canzaneri sets. Man comes into motion, and they run that same play again. And once again, that play is sniffed out by Erasmus Hall. They are not fooled by anything. Completely attacking Quadir Gomez. You get the sense that the conversation in the pregame about how they were going to beat Curtis surrounded stopping Gomez from establishing the run game. So far through 2 attempts, great job by Erasmus Hall. 3rd and long coming up. Canzaneri getting ready to put the ball in the air to get this first down. Canzaneri sets. Takes a snap. Rolls right. Looking for a man. Gets him in the flat. Makes the catch. Cuts it up the field. Makes a man miss. And it looks like he'll have enough for the first down. That pass completed to Toriano Lewis. First down, Curtis, as the passing game is cooking early on for the Warriors. And I got my guy here fresh off the bike like he's a transplant or something. Greg Polius in the building. What's the word, family?
What's going on, Ray? Happy to make it. A little windy, but I'm good.
Oh, yeah. If you need a minute, you know, I got you, baby. Sage Media Solution. Travel into the game by any means. First down. Canzaneri in the shotgun. Takes a snap. Hands it off to Gomez, who's once again stuffed by the Erasmus Hall defense, and you got a little bit of a squabble here, great blocking, and a flag is thrown. I'm not sure. I don't know who you'd call that on, but a flag has been thrown.
Some extracurriculars going on after the play.
Oh, yeah, man. This is what happens when you see a team 4 times over the last 2 years with a championship decided in between that. They call a hold on Curtis. So not even unnecessary reference. They called a hold on Curtis. Okay. So that takes him kind of out of the green zone, but still in the red zone. What's up, Greg?
So I apologize to the viewers if you already answered this, but I need to hear from you. You watched a lot of Curtis, a lot of E-Hall this year. Based on the previous matchup, how do you see Curtis coming back and throwing that? Although we know they're the defending champs, but this is a different E-Hall team from what we saw earlier this season.
Right. I was saying in the pregame, this is a show-me moment for Curtis. This season in particular, against Titanville and against E-Hall, they've come up short, both on the road and both at home. They blackout game at home. Titanville took their cookies. So now in a semifinal game, you got to show people that you belong in that conversation. And they're doing so by letting Kansas and Every deliver the ball through the air, and I think that's going to be the key to victory. The passing game. The run game might be in trouble this afternoon. Kansas and Every looks left. Has the man open in the zone, wide open. Pass complete. I can't really get a good look at the number. Give me a second. I'll let you know who caught it. But another completion, the 4th completion of the game for Vincent Canzaneri, the Iceman. Cooking with grease so far.
Can I tell you what was so great about that play? He looked off the linebackers with his eyes before he made the throw and allowed his receiver to just sit.
Hands it off to Gomez, and once again is he swallowed. Referees are calling it short. No touchdown. No touchdown for Curtis. Put the sirens away. They haven't scored yet. 2nd down and goal coming up. Talk to me, Greg.
I mean, it looks like they lean on Gomez once they get inside the 5.
Hands it off. Gomez runs left.
And it looks like he's stuffed
And
again.
he's stuffed once again. That run to the left side has not gained anything so far.
So, Ray, you know I'm a big proponent of the play action. You know, right here, you know, fake the handoff, the quick slant. I'm sure you can find somebody open. I don't know if they'll do it on 4th down, though.
That will be a beautiful play call. Or the little Tim Tebow special on the jump pass even. Just suck the defense in and lob it right over the top.
Florida Gators Tim Tebow.
Oh, yeah. Gomez! Is he in? He is. Touchdown. Quadir Gomez pushing the pound. And Curtis is 1 point away from tying it up. Strong opening drive for Curtis. Great way to respond after a big-time start to the game for Erasmus Hall.
Talk about determination right there, right?
Huh?
False start.
They called a false start? What the hell? Unfortunate. I didn't see the flag come in. Our producer, R.J. Johnson, caught it. I'm busy glazing Curtis, and they didn't even score. That's unfortunate.
So they didn't give him a touchdown, it looks like. So they're going to look for the field goal.
Looks like they're going to go for the field goal instead. Interesting developments.
Bernardo to attempt a field goal.
Bad snap. He has some room. Can he get there? No, he won't. Tough break. What is going on? From a near touchdown. Oh, man. Tough break for Curtis, Greg.
And those are the type of things on the road you just can't afford to happen.
Before you arrived, they had a kick return where Murrow went almost untouched until around the 10-yard line. Showed no resistance on defense, giving up the touchdown. And then you see right there, a terrible snap leading to a missed field goal attempt. And if memory serves me correctly, Curtis had snap issues the last time I worked the Curtis game. So it's clear that is a weakness for the Warriors.
So the last couple playoff games, well, tightly contested playoff games at least, had a lot to do with special teams or even games with playoff implications. So maybe that's something that looms large as the game goes on.
That part. First down, Erasmus Hall, deep inside Curtis territory. Kendu Brown looks left, has a fade right, has a man with a step. Is he there? Yes, he is. And that pass is completed. Number 15, Justice Murray, got a step on the cornerback and made a play. Looks to be near 30-yard completion once again. I was told walking into the building that it would be a long day for Curtis, Greg. That's what I was told. And so far it's looking that way.
I say this, when I came into the year, there were questions around Kendu Brown's passing ability, his accuracy. That was a dime.
Kendu Brown out here looking like Vince Young.
Oh, good comp. I like it.
Brown takes a snap, hands it off. Oh, the ball is out. And a big-time mistake by Erasmus Hall as Curtis forces a turnover. Huge momentum swing here in the first quarter.
These boys came to ball today.
Oh, yeah. Big boy football in New York City. There's a lot of conversations about what New York can and can't do when it comes to football. Pay attention to the field this afternoon.
I also just want to throw out there, Erasmus reminds me of Oregon with the uniform combos.
I don't really like it.
I'm just talking about the amount.
Yeah. This black uniform, I like their classic look better. This is me being a uniform nerd. Don't mind me.
You talking about the Navy joint?
Yeah. Everybody has a black uniform now, you know? Even your Jets.
I like it.
Black for the sake of black. Canzaneri setting back up.
Empty backfield.
Still in the shotgun, trips. Oh, quads to the left side. Takes a snap. You know where the ball's going. Bubble screen. Makes a man miss. Still getting upfield. Good job there. Making a few people miss before getting about what looks to be 5 yards.
That's a good job right there. You know, not allowing the first tackler to get home. And essentially works as a running play.
Mm-hmm. I'm a little disappointed in Erasmus Hall, considering 4 receivers are lined up to one side. They didn't flow more to that side pre-snap. Second down at what looks to be 5. A little bit of confusion, it looks like, by Curtis trying to figure out what the play is. Getting everyone set. All right.
Oh, keep an eye on Torian Lewis on the slot inside.
Trips to the right side. And now Erasmus Hall starting to lose their edge. 5-yard offside penalty, or you could say encroachment. And that'll be enough for a first down for Curtis.
So now what Curtis has to do here, they actually have to finish the drive. Right? Don't depend on special teams. And I think inside the 5, a little more dynamic play calling might help.
That part, as you mentioned in the previous possession, a little play action, or again, as I've been saying, I know at this level you want to establish the run, but if you have a quarterback who kind of changes the energy around your offense, let him dictate the terms. Canzaneri takes a snap, hands it off to Gomez, has a little room. That's a decent run there by Gomez, getting about what looks to be 3 or 4 yards.
So, again, I like the dive play, positive yards on first down. They're moving the chains, and now you're good. Technically, you can make E-Hall susceptible to the long ball.
You can do whatever you want here.
Yeah.
On second down. The whole playbook is yours. Canzaneri has not taken a snap under center yet. Looks right. Rolling right. Has a man. Can't really see. It looks like it's incomplete. Out of bounds. 33 coming up.
It looked like he just ran without the ball.
Yeah. The pass was a little behind him, so I think that momentum took him out of bounds. Well, he caught it. Oh, he did catch it. Okay. One referee signaled incomplete, but the referee closest to the play said it was a catch. Canzaneri looks left. Into traffic and almost intercepted.
And Ray, you know, because that's the same play that ran before when I complimented his eye, ability. But the difference is that he stared down his receiver, and it allowed the defense to just sit and wait.
I think Erasmus Hall kind of tweaked their defense as well because he's been killing them on that left side, so they shaded an extra defender to that side of the field, which makes that pass impossible because early on, Curtis has been finding a soft spot in that zone. So it's kind of smart to shade guys over to those areas that you have weakness. Second and long, I'd still throw the ball. I want to see Kansas. If Canzaneri gets 30 pass attempts today, that's a good thing in my opinion.
Wow, 30 pass attempts?
Yeah, absolutely. Pitch to the left, kind of functions as a short pass, and he is swallowed up once again by the Erasmus Hall defense. Number 19, cooking with some grease. That is Kendall Brown.
I don't know if I like that play call in that moment, particularly because their defense has shown they're pretty good at stopping the run. And, yeah, it's a little misdirection, but the defense has shown discipline. Why not keep going back to the well that's working?
That is a play that's very popular in the Kansas City Chiefs playbook, but they usually run that play in short yardage situations, not long yardage like 2nd and 10, 3rd and 10. That kind of misdirection you want to use when you know you got to get 1 or 2 yards and guys are pinning their ears back trying to get a stuff.
Agreed, because now you put yourself in a 3rd and long situation where the defense can pin their ears back and go.
Absolutely. Gazzaneri looks right. Fade right up the sideline. And it's caught. Touchdown. I don't see a flag. I don't see anybody bringing that one back. Big time pitch and catch. Touchdown, Curtis. 1 point away from tying this one up. An absolute dime from the Iceman, Vincent Canzaneri.
Yeah, these quarterbacks are showing out today, bro.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I told you, Greg, I need 30 pass attempts today.
Now we got to watch. This extra point is huge.
Oh, yeah. Got to deliver that snap.
I love the poise in the pocket from Canzaneri right there. Step up, use your legs, dropping a bucket in stride.
You know, it's pretty clear that was a one-read throw. Kick is up, and the extra point is good. One read throw, set your feet, and deliver the ball. You don't got to think too much, and you saw the action there.
And all he needed was the half step. That was it.
As we get ready for the replay here at Sage. 7-7. Already, this game is going a lot better for Curtis, even with some of the mistakes than the last time they were on this field about a month ago.
You know what the key there? Not that they scored, but it was points off a turnover.
Yeah.
It doesn't go, they didn't get the turnover and just flip fields again. That shows E-Hall that, they can actually move the ball on offense. They can put the ball in the end zone.
That part.
So now we got to see how E-Hall answers.
That fumble, very huge, because I got the sense that E-Hall was in position to go up 14-0. They look very comfortable against his defense. So any kind of turnovers that you can force or extra possessions you could gain for your offense, you have to do it. And the kick is off. Another squibber. Looks like an onside kick. And he lays on it. Good job. Great field awareness by E-Hall. Not trying to do too much with it and securing it. That kick recovered by either Nasir Brown or Nair Jackson. I'm not 100% sure who plays on a special team unit because it's 2 number 5s, you see. Huh? Nair Jackson?
Good job, producer. So something I noticed across the PSAL this year is a lot more teams are going to the squibs, the onsides, and for the most part, a lot of teams struggle to field them.
You spend so much time during the week practicing, like what plays you're going to run and what your sets are, that sometimes the details get missed. And we're seeing that play out. Kendall Brown, empty backfield. It's him against the world. And a flag on the play might be a false start, and it is. False start against Erasmus Hall. Another mistake, Greg.
Yeah, you hate the unforced errors. It's like watching the Jets on Sundays.
Yeah. In the other semifinal, Tottenville is ahead right now, 13-0. Looking to Expressway stamp their ticket to a city championship game. Kendall Brown takes a snap, the blitz, and he is brought down. Anthony Gambardella with the sack off the edge. He never had a chance. He being Kendall Brown. Good job by Curtis, snatching the momentum.
I love the play call right there because you see they set up 5 wide. He's going probably 5-7-step drop. Doesn't have time for the routes to develop and get in the backfield. Let your playmakers make plays.
2nd and 22 coming up for Erasmus Hall. I don't know if there's a play in the playbook for a 2nd and 22, but we are about to see.
Another empty backfield.
Kendu Brown alone once again. Oh, no, this time he has some company. Amir Murrow back there with them. Play action pass, quick screen, makes a man miss, gets upfield. Good job getting that sack yardage back. Pass completed to Jay Solomon, shedded a couple of tackles, and got what looks to be about 10, 15-ish.
Yeah, just back to the almost original line of scrimmage.
Exactly what you need.
Get the ball to your playmakers, let them make plays.
3rd and 5, a lot more than what he needed. 3rd and 5 coming up right here. Very manageable situation for E. Hall. Trips to the left side. Shotgun formation with Murrow in motion. Kendu Brown takes a snap, rolls right, evading the blitz, and he makes a completion to Solomon, who gets the first down. Great poise shown by Kendu Brown.
I love that entire play call from E. Hall right there. There were so many different options for Kendu Brown to go and using his legs, getting outside the pocket, and once again, getting the ball to his playmakers, letting them make plays.
Kendu Brown in a situation where most quarterbacks would panic, knew where his targets were, rolled to an area where he could make the pass as easy as possible, and Jay Solomon, sure-handed, catch and run, secured the first down.
Initially, I thought he was going to come to Morrow on a wheel route up the left sideline.
Same. Again to Solomon.
Good tackle.
About a 1-yard gain on that one.
As Jaden Melendez in there on defense with the tackle.
If I'm Erasmus Hall, I might not want to run that play again because it's pretty clear that adjustments are being made by Curtis to see that play coming. You don't want to get your receiver blown up out there.
That, or you don't want the linebacker jumping a route and going in for 6.
That's a house call, absolutely. 2nd and long coming up. And we have what looks to be offsides against Curtis, giving away 5 yards. Tough break.
Use a defensive unit's aggressiveness against them.
Yeah.
Nobody's better than that than Aaron Rodgers.
I like the IQ level from both coaches so far. Quickly adjusting to what the opponent is doing. You love to see that at this level. Under a minute remaining in the first quarter. Brown takes a snap. Looking left. Has a man if he can get it there. Murrow has it, and nobody's around him. Touchdown. Erasmus Hall. Beautiful play. Wheel route to Murrow, and he scampered to the end zone.
Not to say I called it.
You called it.
But he had it on the previous possession, and like you said, to the coaching adjustments, I'm sure somebody got word to him that if we run this again, he's going to be open.
Listen to me. In no universe should Amir Murrow be that open. Great play design, great misdirection, great taking advantage of the aggression to Greg's earlier point. And Curtis once again finds himself trailing Erasmus Hall with an extra point pending.
And what's crazy is he had 2 men open on that side.
Oh, yeah.
He take his pick.
Makes you wonder if it was a busted route. Extra point is up, and the extra point is good. E. Hall now leads Curtis by a score of 14-7. I think we are in for a classic.
Instant classic.
Got it over the top.
Nah.
This game is brought to you by Staten Island Chiropractic and Sports Rehab, the leaders in sports medicine. Our team keeps athletes healthy, strong, and game ready with expert chiropractic care, sports rehab, and recovery. From high school athletes to weekend warriors, we deliver world-class care with one goal in mind, getting you back to what you love the most. Staten Island Chiropractic Sports Rehabs is the name families turn to for when it matters most. Learn more, book your appointment at the website you see on the screen or contact 718-874-6002. 718-674-6002. We are getting ready for the kickoff here. E. Hall, for those just pulling up, leads 14-7. Make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe option. We've had an action-packed first quarter, a lot of offense, a lot of creativity. Let's see how it continues. Squib kick here, bounces off the shoe, picks it up, looks to the left side, makes a man miss. Can he cut upfield? No, he can't, and he's brought down at about the 27-yard line. Great job by the kick coverage of Erasmus Hall, not allowing him to turn the field and get going. Number 7 on the return was Daniel Lewis.
Yeah, and that was number 23, Akeem Martin. Because if he doesn't make that tackle, I mean, you look at another 20, 30 yards right there, possibly.
It's a lot of green in front of him. He's out of there. Late in the first quarter, 14-7 ball game.
Even though
Greg, offensively, do you expect more passing from Curtis?
I think you should. That's where E-Hall has been susceptible. So you want to play to your strength. As you said, 30 passes. At first when you said, I was like, that's kind of wild. But after watching it play out, you know, E-Hall basically came to this game and said, Gomez is not going to beat us.
Right.
We're going to force Canzoneri to beat us with his arm.
Quite frankly, in the Tottenville game, I was a little upset that they didn't let Canzoneri throw more. When Canzoneri put the ball in the air against Tottenville, they made a lot of hay. They had a lot of success, but then they kind of went away from that in the second half. Canzoneri is the key to their success, in my opinion.
I agree with that.
In the shotgun, trips to the right side. Canzoneri looks to the right side, puts the ball up, has a man in space, pass and catch completed to his target, Jaden Melendez. This is his third catch of the game with a touchdown already.
The ball comes out of his hand so cleanly.
Mm-hmm. Second and what looks to be about 4. If the run game is not working, use a pass game like the run game, right?
And then that's, you know, instead of a play action, maybe a little dive.
Yeah.
You know, catch the defense off guard.
Eventually a draw play is going to hit if the passing game continues to find success. Second down. Hands it off. Gomez trying to get to the second level, but he just can't. Once again, the front of E-Hall making it difficult. He did get about 2 yards, but it's a difficult 2.
Now,
talk to me, Greg.
Action. Now the play action. You run a deep post on the outside, and then you have like the skinny post on the slot, and then it makes the defense have to pick their poison essentially.
And that is the end of the first quarter in this PSAL semifinal showdown. Erasmus Hall leads Curtis by a score of 14-7. This is Sage Media Solutions. I am Ray Jarvis alongside Greg Polius, bringing you all right. Ascendant Athletics and Culture. The nonprofit organization known for developing youth and high school athletes academically while athletically while maintaining a focus on today's sports and social culture, is proud to announce a partnership between New York Hustle 7-on-7 and DEF CON New York 7-on-7 on the 15 and under and 18 and under level for the upcoming 2026 7-on-7 season. Tryouts for the 15 and under and 18 and under are being held Sunday, December 14th between the hours of 5 p.m. and 9 p.m. at the Gillette Indoor Facility in Gillette, New Jersey. Players will have the opportunity to play for DEF CON 7-on-7, which is also sponsored by Battle and to compete in the 5 national battle tournaments in Miami, Vegas, Houston, and D.C. Players will also have the opportunity to play for New York Hustle 7-on-7, who will be competing in the local tournaments in New York, New Jersey, and the Pennsylvania area. This collaboration is designed to bring the best high school football players of the tri-state New York area and New Jersey area together. By joining forces, we can obtain national exposure and prove to the nation that we have elite ballers in the New York area. Don't miss this opportunity and get ready for all the smoke and to compete at tryouts on Sunday. Once again, Sunday, December 14th. Please visit Ascendant Athletics and Culture on Instagram and Twitter for more details.
These kids get so much opportunity to travel in comparison to, you know, when we was growing up. I love that for them.
Absolutely. I'm gonna need like some bullet points on those reads, though. Producer, we need some shorter reads. One thing I'm going to do is I'm going to give Andre a hard time when I'm here, y'all. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe option, and hit the notification bell. Lock in with all things Sage Media Solutions. On the other side of the bracket, Tottenville leads 13-0 at the end of the first quarter. Is it the Tottenville Invitational? The way Tottenville talking, they feeling like it's the Invitational, Greg. They tagging Sage Media in post because I picked Curtis to beat them, you know. Y'all better win this chip because you're going to hear from me if you don't, just so you know.
That's what going undefeated during the EL do for people.
That part. Blown up once again. Did he get enough for the first down is the question.
Yep, just enough.
Just enough. They are selling out to stop this young man. Quadette goes. Like, he a big boy too for a running back. He's already how much bigger he's gonna get at the next level? He's already filled out at that size.
You know they're gonna get bigger once they get to the strength and conditioning too. It wouldn't surprise me if they move him to linebacker. Either.
He a little beast mode, man.
Yeah. So even though it's early in the second quarter, I still think this is a very important defensive possession for E-Hall, especially after scoring.
You got to get points here. Canzoneri takes a snap, looks right, puts it up to the right side, has the man open, and another completion, another dart, mind you. First down, Erasmus Hall, Curtis. Completion to Akai Lewis.
There's too many soft spots in that zone.
Yes.
And it's like the safeties are sitting back watching.
The safeties are absolutely they're about a second slow. And if you're ball watching like that and you're not even seeing the ball, eventually that seam route is going to be there. Canzoneri assessing the situation. Man in motion to the left, takes a snap, pass to the right, another open receiver for Curtis. The passing attack for Curtis is absolutely dominating right now. Toriano Lewis with another reception.
And Canzoneri's getting rid of the ball quickly. He's not holding, he's not scanning. He sees the open man. While it may be one read and go, but if that read is open, you can't fault them.
Again, that means they believe that their passing attack can attack this Erasmus Hall secondary, and they don't need slow developing plays. They have enough athletes on the outside to get to their spots and make a play.
3-step drop and go.
Canzoneri once again, another pass, another completion. Akai Lewis once again. Again, Greg, one step and go.
Literally. Now, if you're the E-Hall coaches, do you push your corners to play bump and run?
You have to. But do you trust your safeties to cover for them? It's a catch-22.
It is a catch-22 because if we look at Melendez, he got about, 5 yards of space right here?
And as you say, the corners are starting to creep up a bit. Canzoneri looking left. Has a man wide open. Will he get there? No! Just out of the reach of Jalen Melendez.
Bringing the blitz on the left side of that, right side of that line,
right,
caused that incompletion. But because he had him,
that seam route, running right by that safety. Safety once again a step slow.
But this is also why I know I'm gonna sound like a broken record. That play action because the safeties are clearly ball watching. You know, you pair in for that split second, and it'll be like Morrow waltzing into the end zone.
It looks like the entire Erasmus Hall defensive game plan is to stop Quadette Gomez, and they didn't really do too much. They probably didn't expect this amount of passing. Takes the snap, hands it off to Gomez, trying to get to the second level, and he cannot. Once again, anytime they do hand the ball off, E-Hall is ready.
That was a great job. I didn't see who made the tackle. I think it might have been number 52, Justin Myrie, but he got off his block real quick to make that tackle.
Blocks.
That was impressive.
They are flowing to the football. It's just the secondary that has me scratching my head. 3rd and long coming up.
It's a long drive.
I see your point now, Greg. Looks like 21 here. Jashir Harris creeping up for a little more press-like coverage, but he's watching the ball, and his man's behind him. Pass is complete, and he walks in to the end zone. Michael Veneman with a touchdown as Jashir Harris, looking at the quarterback, had 2 receivers behind him.
I mean, it's almost like we know what we're talking about.
If your eyes are at the quarterback, you're susceptible to things happening behind you. Pitch and catch, great awareness by Vanderman to not go out of bounds and score the touchdown.
Supreme athleticism right there to tightrope that line. Because now the E-Hall defense is not forced to be on the field and stop the run. Perfect situation for Curtis.
I'm not going to lie to you, Greg. I didn't expect this game to be a shootout. Listen, that's what we got today.
After Curtis' game last week against Eagle and how the offense struggled, I didn't expect this.
Oh, yeah.
Considering –
Wait a minute. Is there a penalty? Was there a penalty on that? You got to flag us down. We here talking about the touchdown.
Wait, there's another flag on the field now.
Oh, my God.
A sideline warning?
Unfortunate penalty. What was it called? Holding on Curtis. As I'm talking to Greg, the flag came out. It was a hold.
Holding is a 10-yard penalty, right? Why does this look like they moved back 20 yards?
No, it's legit. It's legit.
Okay. Maybe I should take my sunglasses off.
Maybe. That would help. We already missed the flag, right? We can't have you not see the line of scrimmage. Canzoneri rolling left, puts it up. Complete. Trying to make something happen is Jaden Melendez, but I would have just liked you to go out of bounds. Don't go backwards.
I'm never a proponent of going backwards. Even in the pros, when they do it, it annoys me. Talk about a penalty changing the flow of a game.
We talking about this game as a shootout, and that point came off the board. 4th down and 13, and it looks like they're going for it. Wow. Bookmark this part in the game, guys. Canzoneri takes a snap. Looking right, pump fakes. Now he's looking left, puts the ball up, has the man open. Touchdown!
Wow.
Curtis! No flags, no question marks, just another dime from Vincent Canzoneri, and this one counts.
Canzoneri went through about 3 or 4 reads on that play, took his time. There was no pressure. Great job by the Curtis offensive line to give their quarterback time to find open man and threw an absolute dart.
Canzoneri
to Toriano Lewis.
30 pass attempts. Don't even run the ball anymore. Let number 10 decide this game.
And can we give a shout-out to Lewis for his hands on that play?
Hello.
Going and high point the football.
In traffic.
Curtis Faithful loving it here.
Oh, yeah. They looking at us like we the ops. Like we just called in the games.
Canzoneri said, this defense is not going to beat me.
Not at all. Whole lot of moving parts on his extra point attempt. Boss man, slide to your right just a little bit, gang. Just a little bit. Because I'm going to be moving around.
So the shootout is back in play.
Oh, yeah.
Just so you know.
14-14. Early in the second quarter. The championship game rematch from last season is living up to all the hype. And we have a replay coming up.
Nonetheless, great job by Canzoneri finding Lewis in the end zone on 4th and 13. That's a backbreaker.
Erasmus Hall's defensive secondary is going to have to change their approach. It's clear that they have one game plan, and that's to stop the run. But in doing so, it's clearly details being missed in the passing game because these corners and the safeties are staring into the backfield, and receivers are running in front of them. They're running behind them, and they're completely uncovered. It's not like they're beating tight coverage. They just open.
Yeah. And the thing I'll say on E-Hall's side is they've also shown they can score with the ease.
Right.
So the key to this game is what defensive adjustments are going to be made by each side. Or is this one of those situations where the team that has the ball last?
We got time. And we're going to have this re-kick. All right. Again, on this brisk afternoon in New York City, 2 powerhouse programs exchanging haymakers.
This is kind of like the Blue Bloods going up against the New Bloods.
Oh, yeah. And finally, an actual kick from Curtis, and it'll be a touchback.
He boomed that one. That was impressive. I think sometimes players in high school forget you could get a scholarship for kicking in college.
That was an impressive kick. And I like the decision made by Curtis because you've been giving this E-Hall offense great field position to start these drives that they've scored on. Instead of letting them set up at the 40, let them set up at the 20 and go 80 yards.
If you're Curtis here, do you blitz, do you pressure the quarterback, or do you drop back into coverage?
Right now, I really can't say because early on in the last E-Hall offensive possession, the blitzes were getting home.
That's why I asked.
E-Hall immediately made adjustments. So maybe you
mix it
sit
up.
back on first down and let's see what it looks like. Brown takes a snap with some pressure, and it's almost intercepted. Frederick Kamaju dropped a pick. He was looking at the end zone instead of catching the pass.
That was a problem. And that looked like a miscommunication between Brown and his receiver because the receiver went out and the ball went in.
Well, that's what happens when you bring pressure.
Also true. That pressure came off the edge.
Mm-hmm. Brown takes a snap, hands it off, and he is swallowed in the backfield. Jair Lewis never had a chance. 3rd and long coming up for Erasmus Hall.
Jaleel Parnell in there, the senior on the tackle. And one thing I can say about Curtis's defensive line, they are undersized, but they're fast.
They're fast, and they have good technique, and they're well coached. But can they sustain? Because we saw in the Tottenville game, Tottenville wore them out with that run game in the second half. 3rd and long coming up. Kendu Brown with his first real test of the game. Trips to the left side. Man coverage on the outside. Looks left. Steps up in the pocket. Can he get to the first down? Yes, he will. Great job by Kendu Brown stepping up into the pocket and making something happen and getting that first down for Erasmus Hall. When you set out to stop the pass, a lot of green grass.
Leave it open. That's that Vince Young comp you made earlier.
Oh, yeah.
That was a good job by him recognizing that he had an open running lane. Absolutely. I would like to see him slide, though, not going to lie.
This is what happens when you have upperclassmen who've been in this situation before. Nothing is new to them, so they don't panic. They assess, read, react. Brown takes the snap, hands it off. Run to the right side, stiff arm, and he gets about 6 yards on that run. Jair Lewis with a big boy carry on first down.
There's some big backs in this game, man.
Oh, yeah, pause.
Lewis is not small.
Lewis, he I hate to do the NFL player comps, but you wear number 22, you're kind of Aki. It's giving Derrick Henry a little bit. 2nd and 5 coming up. Pistol, is it? Are we in a pistol? Yes, we are. Looks like it's going to be a run to the right side here. They changing the play. Kendu Brown adjusts the protection. Takes a snap. And yes, it is a run to the right side. And if I can see it, then of course Curtis can see it.
Oh, that's not a flag. I hope they pick that flag up. He was still driving into the ground. There was no whistle. There should not be a flag.
I don't know if they're picking that one up, Greg. I don't know. Personal foul against Curtis. You got to keep your head in the game.
This is not the first time we've seen that, because there was another game I called earlier this year where a quarterback who has legs that can run was tackled at his legs, but he was still trying to make a pass, and then somebody came in to finish off the tackle, and they called a personal foul.
Listen, man, once they blow the whistle, you have to stop.
But the whistle wasn't blown.
They blew the whistle.
Oh. 26-0 Tottenville on the other side of the bracket.
I'm starting to wonder if Andre works with Tottenville. You know, he just keeps telling us these Tottenville scores. You know, Tottenville Dre over here.
I don't know. I think I saw last time I was in an Eagle booth, Dre might have been wearing some purple. And
for a fact, don't let him back in Eagle. Kendu Brown takes a snap, pulls it down quickly, running, loses his footing. The turf monster grabbed him after about 4 yards. Is just making sure he didn't, have a soft tissue injury. Nah, he seems to be okay. Still positive yardage.
Still positive. Curtis is going to have to put a spy there.
Oh, yeah. Brown sets, takes a snap, looks left. Blitz comes for the right side, doesn't feel it, and he's sacked Combination sack there. Number 3, Jared Surratt gets home. And he has some company. I'm trying to get the credit, but that's a half sack either way. 3rd and long coming up.
Great job and great play call at bringing the pressure at the right time.
If you're going to go empty, it seems like anytime E-Hall goes empty, automatic blitz comes from Curtis. And a false start. The pressure is getting to Erasmus Hall. Is this a Curtis home game? What am I hearing?
You know, I was gonna say after the Curtis touchdown, I haven't heard E-Hall sideline this quiet all season.
Right. Again, when I walked in, I was told it was gonna get ugly for Curtis. There was big talk on the entry. I'm not seeing that just yet.
Curtis faithful making themselves heard.
3rd and 17. Kendall Brown has not taken a snap on the center in the shotgun. Lewis goes in motion. Brown looks right, steps up in the pocket, has room if he wants it, runs to the left side, and he's brought down. Kayshawn Shipman said none of that will take place. 4th down.
The initial pursuit by Jared Serrati, right, sorry if I mispronounced that, but off the edge, immediately in the backfield, broke down that whole play. Kendall Brown had nowhere to go, forced to run, and great team pursuit by the defense right there.
Absolutely. Huge stop after that penalty by Curtis. Now they get the ball back with a chance to take the lead. And the way their offense has been flowing, if you're E-Hall, you're a little concerned about this upcoming possession.
Not Andre in the chat talking about Dre loves New York City.
We made Dre nervous.
I mean,
here you go. We got Ray. Andre, yeah. Tottenville Dre. And a shank of a punt.
Good coverage, though.
Great coverage by E-Hall. Championship coverage right there.
I'm going to tell you how E-Hall stays in this game and wins the game.
Talk to
They
me.
keep Canzoneri off the field.
Good luck. We have an injured player down. We're going to step away while he gets his bearings real quick. Staten Island Chiropractic and Sports Rehab are the leaders in sports medicine in Oakwood. They keep athletes healthy, strong, and game ready with expert chiropractic care, sports rehab and recovery, high school athletes, weekend warriors. You're going to get world-class care. Learn more and book your appointment at their website or contact 718-874-6002. Staten Island Chiropractic and Sports Rehab. And, of course, hit the like button.
Yeah, so
any injury, I'm just going to do that.
Run the ball, because they've had success running the ball. And I get it. You want, some.
That's why you're a Jet fan.
What?
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
No, I'm not talking about Curtis.
Oh.
I'm talking about E-Hall.
Oh, see, then you're not a Jet fan. You're smart. You're smart again.
That's how you keep Canzoneri off the field.
Hands down. It's been not much of Amir Murrow. I'm surprised. Canzoneri takes a snap, looking left, back to the right side. A lot of great protection. Steps, and he almost has another completion to Akai Lewis. Akai Lewis has been his safety valve during this game so far.
They had another wheel route right here. I can't see who bit in the backfield, but there was an open man on the left side. So let's just see if they come back to that.
That probably was the first read, but it didn't develop in time for him as he was scanning.
Yeah.
2nd down and 10. Canzoneri.
Shout out to everybody viewing the chat. We're over 900.
Oh, yeah.
Let's get those likes up.
Oh, yeah. 900 live. That means we need 900 likes. Don't be stingy. Canzoneri takes a snap. Hands it off to Gomez. Shuts the it's still going.
It looked like
they
it was
are all over Gomez, man.
It looked like it was going to be a solid run.
Right.
And then it just ran into a brick wall.
The angle that we're located at, it makes it difficult for us to tell how north he's getting. on some runs, but it looks like he didn't get very far at all.
I give him maybe 2 yards, 3 yards, if that.
2 yards, you were right. 3rd and 8 coming up.
That was with the sunglasses.
Oh, yeah, shout out to the sunglasses back on deck. 3rd and 8. Erasmus Hall, if they know what's good for them, need to get a stop right here. Do you bring pressure? I haven't seen much pressure from them towards Kansas.
I think you do.
Okay.
You got to get him off his spot, make him uncomfortable. But the back end has to do their job because you don't want a busted play right here.
Trips to the left side. Kansas Aries, you know he's going to go left. Pump fakes. Goes left. Has a man wide open. And it is incomplete. Underthrow as he tried to connect with Jaden Melendez once again. He had a step. A better ball. Melendez might score.
Agree. If he leads him, he's gone.
Yes.
Because he had him beat. And I don't know if you noticed, but they're attacking in between the corner and the safety on the left side of that defense.
Oh, yeah. It's soft. They on that side of the field, all they're doing is staring into the backfield. They're not covering anyone. They're not playing in zone. They're losing battles on one-on-ones. They're getting fried.
That's the, I think, 4th time 2 people were open in that same area.
Looks like they're going to try to bring pressure on the punt. No flag, and the kick is off. Bit of a disjointed play, looking for a flag, threw everything off. The punt takes a Curtis bounce, but a huge stop for Erasmus Hall.
Yeah, and now you give that combo Amir Murrow and Jair Lewis.
It's time.
2:45. I think you could, keep the ball, try to go into the half up 1 score.
In my opinion, you're playing into the hands of Curtis and their lack of size up front by not running the ball, which means they're going to be fresh late in the game if it comes to a situation where you need to pass. And they've got a lot of energy chasing the quarterback.
Especially considering the pressure coming from Curtis coming off the edge.
Oh, a draw play here will be money. Let's see, mate. You've been on point this afternoon. First down coming up, under 3 minutes left in the first half. Kendu Brown in the shotgun takes a snap, and yes, he does hand it off. Yes, he does give it to Murrow. And Murrow gets about 6 yards on that run. Greg Hassan, he receives. Second is short. I give it right back to Murrow.
And they got the big fullback in there right there.
You know what's coming. But that's the problem. These are dead giveaways. Oh, sends a man in motion to the left side. What do we see? Hands it off to Murrow. Murrow probes, has room. He's into the second level. First down. About a 15-yard run there by Murrow. Greg, man, look. I'm giving you flowers.
Appreciate that, Ray.
All right. Couple of runs.
Attack the teeth of the defense. The key to this game is time of possession.
Oh, yeah. Murrow goes to the sideline. Lewis is now in the game. Brown takes the snap. Pressure's getting home. Pressure's getting there. Steps in the pocket, and he is brought down. Big-time sack once again. Kendu Brown needs to make a decision.
Did he fumble?
Wait a minute. It might be a fumble. The referees are talking it over. Waiting on the decision.
Huge.
There's no replay at the high school level, so this decision will be final. Wow.
Second down. Ray, where did that pressure come from?
Off the edge.
And
they are winning on the edge by a lot.
It's not even close.
The Lewis, who gets into the secondary power run, and he gets close to a first down for Erasmus Hall.
And even with, approaching a minute here in the second quarter, timeout, Curtis, you have enough time to run the ball and still get into the end zone.
Absolutely.
It looked like the ref signaled timeout, but not a timeout.
The clock is still running. 1st and 10 for Erasmus Hall. Lewis still in the backfield. This time Brown looks to throw with some time, puts the ball up. He hasn't received any end zone. It's just incomplete. Trying to connect with Justice Murray for the touchdown.
You got to lay out for that. Full extension. Lay out.
You're right, especially after you slow cooked them with all those runs. You got the play you wanted. You got to lay out. Second and long coming up. I expect another run here. What do you think?
Yeah, I do too, because I got to assume they have all their timeouts.
Great decision here by Erasmus Hall, to your point, keeping the Curtis offense off the field with a lot of run. Hands it off. Lewis has some room to the right side, gets it upfield, one man to beat, and he's brought down inside the red zone.
And he gets out of bounds.
Run.
I just want you guys to know I am not an offensive coordinator in my spare time.
You're just smart, you see. A lot of times, smart decisions win games.
Just
ball on the 15-yard line.
Keep the game flow and analyze.
1st and 10 on the 15, which means E-Hall can get one more first down before they have to get a touchdown, which kind of leans into their favor. But sometimes in these kind of short yardage situations, the playbook gets a little weird. So let's see how they approach it. Kendu Brown takes a snap, hands it off Lewis, and he is brought down in the backfield. Shipman once again flying off the edge.
Shipman was in the backfield before that ball was snapped.
Quite frankly, if I'm Erasmus Hall and Shipman is playing on that left side,
I'm
throwing the ball to that side.
I'm going. All right, let's go back.
Yeah. Well, okay.
Dre act like we don't watch football.
I mean, they still have the ball, but all right. It looked like number 9 recovered it, but that's what defensive players are supposed to do. As a DB, he knows that. They have to sell that they turned the ball over.
You know how many times in the league the whistle blows and you just see defenders running into the end zone?
We've seen it like multiple times this season on this field. At South Shore, Andre's upset. It doesn't count. All right, let's get it. 2nd and 10 coming up. Kendu Brown keeps it, runs up the middle, makes a man miss, and he walks in to the end zone. Touchdown. Wait, is it a touchdown? Yes, it is. A touchdown for Erasmus Hall. I couldn't see the ball. Great misdirection there.
Great job using Curtis's aggressiveness on the line against them.
You want to over-pursue? Go chase 22 while 10 waltz in. Made one man miss. Get off me. Touchdown, Erasmus Hall.
This is really a chess match of play calling right here.
Oh, yeah. High-level program showing you high-level football inside of New York City, something that they say we can't do.
And I got to say, the amount of 4 and 5 wide receiver sets, there's been a knock on New York City that New York City quarterbacks can't throw.
Extra point is up.
And I got to say, this season, we've seen a lot of teams go to more of a spread offense, which is great for New York City football.
Yeah, because running the option for God knows how long, it was time to come to the future, man.
The triple option?
The triple option.
JFK might feel a way about this commentary, though. And check out the replay on the misdirection right there by Kendu Brown. Makes that right there.
Look at the hole he had to run through.
It was a stiff arm. Oh, my God. He dragged him into the end zone.
Get off me.
He dragged Jaden Melendez into the end zone.
What's that LL Cool J song? You can't hold me. Get off me.
Not you dating yourself.
Hey, man. You get a little bit of everything here on Sage, you know? But nevertheless, as you said at the top of that drive, they needed a heavy dose of the run. They needed the clock. This was the perfect scenario for E-Hall. They got to run the ball, under a minute left in the first half, and they got a touchdown.
Exactly. So, we like to interact with the comments here at Sage. So, Southie says, this isn't a chess match. It's whose defense doesn't screw up the most. While on the surface, that makes sense. I can see that. But the play calling and the adjustments, that's the chess match.
That's why I always limit play sequencing. Sometimes if you don't understand how the sequence plays as a viewer, you don't understand why Greg would say it's a chess match. Why would they call a QB run after blowing up Lewis the run before? Misdirection, play sequencing.
To counter the pressure coming off the edge.
Thank you. Sometimes you got to spell it out, I guess. And the kick. Melendez! Great return by Melendez. Immediately inside of E-Hall territory. Is there a flag?
Curtis has no time.
They have no timeouts. They have Cantoneri.
That is
That's
true.
More than enough.
That is true.
Incomplete passes work like timeouts too.
This right here, again, perfect time for a play action and a double move on the outside. Or even in a seam.
I mean, do they need play action? Going up against the secondary, they just need to find an open receiver.
This is also true, but if they're holding without the play action, imagine what happens with the play action.
Points made. Under a minute remaining in the first half, E-Hall leads Curtis 21-14 in an offensive showcase. Yes, we've had a lot of offense, but they've been outthinking the defenses they've been going up against. Cantoneri in the shotgun. Takes a snap, looks right, quick pass to the outside. Good catch. He was supposed to get out of bounds, and he stays in bounds.
Now you got to clock it.
Michael Veneman got greedy and went upfield.
Got to catch that, go straight out of bounds.
It's a timeout. Maybe they did have timeouts.
Maybe. So Curtis did have timeouts. They called a timeout. So he went for the quick hitter right there, but 20 seconds, going to have to get some yardage downfield. I'm going back to the left side. I'm putting Lewis and Melendez on the left side. Pick your poison.
Yeah, absolutely. Big huddle here by the E-Hall defense. They understand this moment is very big. I'm not understanding, and I'm surprised we didn't hear Dre lose his mind in the background. Why would you squib kick there?
Why give him good field position?
I don't understand.
Especially with 20 seconds left. Make him go the length of the field.
You're supposed to make them take a knee. Let's get to the locker room. Not one play outside of the red zone. Second down. Well, excuse me. They gave him a first for that? All right. First down to 10. Cantoneri looking right, puts the ball up in the traffic, and it's almost intercepted. Oh, little friendly fire there as both players were trying to make the play on the collision.
That's when you hold down the circle button instead of pressing the tap to get the air under it. Because if he puts the air under that, he's beat.
David Jacob collided with his teammate who had the interception lined up, basically blew him up.
Yeah, that was a missed opportunity for Cantoneri right there.
Oh, yeah. So we have here, while we have an injured player, let's talk about Ascendant Athletics in Culture. On December 14th, they're going to have an open tryout for Ascendant Athletics for the ages of 15 and under in New York and under at the Gillette Indoor Facility in Gillette, New Jersey. Compete in the 5 national battle tournaments in Miami, Vegas, Houston, and D.C. Players will also have the opportunity to play for New York Hustle 707, who will be competing in local tournaments in New York, New Jersey, and Pennsylvania. It's all about showing that New York and New Jersey have elite football players, and they could put on for the city. Again, that is Ascendant Athletics and Culture. Follow them on Instagram and Twitter. 2nd and 10, under 20 seconds left in the half. Big moment here in the game. Canzoneri takes a snap, looks left, avoids the pressure, steps up into the pocket, and he's brought down. Good pursuit there by Erasmus Hall on the combination. It was Kwame Edwards. Kwame Edwards and Zaire Walden combined to bring down Canzoneri, and another timeout by Curtis.
And that's a great job by the defense bringing pressure. Now, I have a question. Do you run a draw play and try to kick a long field goal, or do you go to the end zone?
Take a shot. You got enough time.
That's the other thing I want to start seeing in New York City. Kickers kicking field goals from distance.
That'd be nice. Get some more. Because you know what? We love to brag about the D1 scholarships. We don't care about what positions. If a kicker go D1, it's still D1.
Exactly. I mean, look at some of the careers these kickers have, right? 15, 20 years, NFL paycheck, you getting pension and all that.
Absolutely. So my question to you would be back to the field. Do you run a prevent here if you're E-Hall? Because you know they want to score a touchdown. You're willing to give up 3. They're already in the range of 3-ish. But do you just guard against a touchdown pass here, or do you play your base defense?
Nah, your base defense has been getting lit up all day. Okay. I would go to the prevent.
Okay.
By the pass, at least, not by the run.
Fair play.
Which is also why I suggested the draw.
Let's see how it plays out. Canzoneri, shotgun formation. Elam in motion. Puts the ball up on a quick pass, and he leads him, and it's almost intercepted once again. This is why they play DB, I guess.
Went to the base defense.
Akeem Martin could have house called that off the deflection.
And Lewis tried to run without the ball.
Ooh. Oh, man. Let him too much. That's the first bad pass of the game by Canzoneri at a tough time.
Nah. The underthrown one.
You think so?
Yeah, that
that swung the game. You're right.
Curtis with their final timeout.
Fourth and 6. 5 seconds left. I guess at this point, Hail Mary, yeah?
Yeah. Throw it up. Let's see what happens. Make sure you go in the chat. Let us know who you got in the poll.
Canzoneri, 4th and 6 in the shotgun. Takes a step back into the pocket, puts it up, has a man wide open, touchdown! Akai Lewis by himself. Where's the coverage? Touchdown, Curtis, but there is a flag.
I wonder if they're going to flag for excessive celebration.
Yeah.
But getting back to the play. Prevent defense doesn't allow that to happen. If you have a man, if your men are back at the goal line, 4th down, that's where they have to go.
That was the first real schematic mistake I've seen E-Hall make today. Your safeties have been getting lit up, and you left him there by himself as Akai Lewis glided into the end zone.
And once again, Canzoneri, under pressure, steps up in the pocket, poised, and delivers an absolute strike down the middle of the field.
It might be time. For E-Hall to start blitzing. Your secondary is getting lit up. The quarterback is very comfortable. Something needs to give.
And he's not necessarily a dual threat quarterback, but he knows how to expand the pocket and keep his eyes downfield.
He stands tall. He knows where to go. He knows where the line of scrimmage is, so he doesn't throw over the line of scrimmage.
Which was the most impressive part of that play.
Yeah. Canzoneri, the Iceman, ice in his veins, showing out. Big extra point right here. Can he make it? And it's no good. So that excessive celebration penalty immediately comes back to haunt Curtis. They still trail, but they do get the ball first, opening the second half. At the end of the first half, though, E-Hall leads Curtis by a score of 21-20. This is Sage Media Solutions for Ray Jarvis alongside Greg Poley. Are we going to replay right now? Oh, I thought we were going to. The producer wants us to run the replay, so we got to listen to Dre.
And right here, stepping up, eyes downfield, and a little flick of the wrist.
Look at that.
And to a wide open Akai Lewis. Oh, that's what you got him
flag
for?
for
Come
that?
on.
You can't. All right. See, I again, at the end of the first half, for Ray Jarvis, Greg Polius, Sage Media Solutions, we'll be right back with elite second half action. Sage Media Solutions bringing you this semifinal showdown. 2024 championship game rematch between Erasmus Hall and Curtis has been nothing short of epic. The score, 21-20, touchdowns, passing games, quarterbacks showing up in a real way, Greg. Like, the excitement level is palpable. The bleachers are packed. I'm seeing special Doritos being made. It's big energy here. What are your thoughts on the first half?
Both quarterbacks, super impressive, and the exact reasons why each team is in this game right now. You heard us talking about Canzoneri and his ability to throw the ball and his poise in the pocket, but we got to say the same for Kendall Brown. You know, the play calling, using his legs when necessary. Even though he's been under constant pressure, he still has his team in the lead right now.
Absolutely. But you know what name we haven't called in that first half enough? Quadir Gomez. Last week, Quadir went viral. First half, he's in sweats. Not a part of the game. But by the end of the game, he's scoring the game-winning touchdown in an epic comeback against Eagle. We need more from Quadir if Curtis is going to win this game, in my opinion. What are your thoughts?
And I agree with you. And I don't necessarily think it has to be in the run game either, because a screen pass to Gomez, could get him going.
Yes.
So I do agree with you that we do need to see more Gomez. And I think Curtis needs to try to hold on to the ball a little longer, keep Kendall Brown and Ehol off the field.
I'm so curious to see how both coaches adjust their approaches. I think Curtis lighting up the secondary of Erasmus Hall leads me to believe that we know the history of Ehol. They make adjustments, but will it be pressure? Will it be adjustments in how they're covering the receivers? And of course, can Vincent Canzoneri continue to carry in the way that he's carried? Of course, I said in the first half, I want to see 30 passes. But can you ask him to do that for an entire game, to carry you through in a role playoff game?
I'll say this. Whatever happened last week, it's clear the Curtis offense has made an adjustment this week and is going to use that passing attack to kind of try to ride this to victory. So I think however many passes it takes, they're going to make it happen.
And let's be clear, this is probably my third Curtis game of the season. This is the best. No, this is my fourth Curtis game of the season, quite frankly. I've been to Staten Island twice. I've been here, seen them twice. This is the best if offense has looked in the 4 times I've personally seen them this season. So it's clear that they've made some adjustments, or they've decided to say, Vincent, take us home if we're going to win this championship again. So let's see. Because, again, you saw Ehol sell out to stop the run. They weren't prepared to get thrown off the field. So there's going to be some changes made.
And I want to see how the Ehol secondary comes out. Are there going to be any changes, not just in personnel, but in, potential positioning?
Man, so many questions, and the answers are about to be delivered only on Sage Media Solutions. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe option, of course, hit that notification bell, and lock in. It's about to be another epic second half for these two city rivals. And no squib kicks, please. And we're off. Ball bounces. Let it go out. He picks it up inside the 10, and he's brought down. Oh, my goodness.
That's a bad move right there.
Akai Lewis, I understand. He felt the pressure. He didn't want the kicker team to recover, but that ball was on its way out of bounds. It would have been illegal procedure and great field position.
Yeah, and you would have started, the 35, 40-yard line?
Right. Instead, they started what looks to be the 9-yard line. They got to go 91 yards to get a touchdown. But, again, the way Canzoneri has been delivering the football, that might be nothing.
Look what happens when you don't squib kick.
There you go. Hello. Defense already ready for Ehol as the offense, the vaunted, all of a sudden offense of Curtis takes the field for their first possession of the second half. Canzoneri in the shotgun, hands it off. Gomez runs into the teeth of the Ehol defense, trying to push the pile, but they are immovable. 2-yard gain to start the second half.
So you see how Ehol their best runs were through the teeth of the defense. I think the opposite could be said for Curtis, where if they run off tackle, that might work better and get Quadia Gomez on the outside.
I mean, the way their passing game has exposed the secondary, let's see if you can get Gomez on the edge against a corner or a safety and see how well he does.
Agreed.
2nd and 7 coming up. Too high look defensively for E-Hall. Interesting. Takes the snap, hands it off, and he is stopped.
Stuffed.
Another stuffed run. That wasn't Quadia Gomez, though.
That was not.
That was number 17 on the carry, Aiden Anderson. 3rd and long, deep inside their territory. Interesting approach so far. Very conservative deep inside their own territory.
I don't like it.
I didn't like it at all either, but
it.
I wasn't going to say anything. I'm glad you said it first, so I got company. 3rd and 6. Canzoneri, you know he's passing here.
E-Hall, if I'm E-Hall, I'm bringing an extra guy.
I'm putting a safety and a linebacker on Akai Lewis. He's been sneaking and getting open on these situations. You see E-Hall bailing out. Again, they kind of tipped their hand with the coverage there. And we have a penalty. Delay of game against Curtis. Ooh.
That's tough. It was clearly a miscommunication between Lewis and Canzoneri right there.
And
they were not on the same page.
Right. And the sad part is you saw E-Hall's defense bailing out.
Yeah.
On 3rd and 6, they were bailing out. So now you got to see how they adjust the approach. 3rd and 11. Melendez, 1-on-1 against Jashir Harris. He's been winning that matchup all day. Keep your eyes open. Looks right. And the ball is out. Is that intentional grounding in the end zone? If so, that will be a safety.
Yeah.
And then he gets the flag.
Yeah, he wasn't outside the pocket.
Intentional grounding and a safety for the E-Hall defense as Greg, they brought the pressure.
And which was set up by the miscommunication, and instead of just snapping the ball, taking a delay of game right there, inside your own 10, can't do that.
The Curtis crowd doesn't agree with that penalty, but we both saw it immediately. I said intentional grounding as soon as the ball hit the ground. Sorry, guys. 2 points
No
for
receiver
E-Hall.
in the area, and he wasn't outside the pocket.
Right. The ball didn't even return to the line of scrimmage.
On top
All
of
of these
that.
things didn't happen on that intentional grounding.
And check the replay for those that disagree. All right, immediately there's the pressure right there. Yeah, that's a straight drop back.
Yeah.
And pressure was applied by
Right there, upset. The referees, in their opinion, didn't do right, but nevertheless, that was the right call. If I'm saying it's the right call, it's the right call.
And we all know how Ray feels about
You know?
the Zebras.
Tough break. The whole play sequencing right there. The overly conservative approach.
It didn't make sense.
Miscommunication.
So you come out, you're down 1. You've been throwing the ball all over the field. You run the ball into the teeth of the defense for a total of 3 yards, and then you're forced into an obvious passing down, which allows the defense to do whatever they want in that situation, and then you take a delay of game? That's not how you want to come out and start a half.
And then you run a slow-developing 3rd down that deep inside your own territory. A lot of questionable decisions. Almost balancing out the squib kick at the end of the first half as the kickoff is live. Morrow has it. Has some space. Looking for some room, and he's brought down at about the 44-yard line. No, excuse me, the 46-yard line. I think it's safe to say, Greg, at this early in the second half, immediately this is approaching the biggest possession of the game for both sides.
Oh, I agree 100%. Because if E-Hall comes out and scores here and goes up 2 scores, and then Curtis gets stopped. Now the pressure's on.
Oh, yeah. I get the sense that Ehol is going to try to get greedy here and really land a big haymaker, a big-time shot play right here to get them on their heels even more.
I mean, that would be a backbreaker right there. We got single coverage on the outside right here.
Oh, is that Kendu Brown on the center? Yes, it is. Kendu Brown takes the snap, and it's a reverse of the outside. Great pursuit by Curtis, fooled by nobody. Justice Murray could not turn the corner against the pursuit of that Curtis defense.
I was very interested. They had Jay Solomon one-on-one with Ethan Elam, a sophomore, and that would have been very interesting if he dropped back the pass to see that one-on-one coverage on the outside.
You know, between the first possession just now and what we saw, they're getting too cute with the reverse call. I always live by this proponent. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. If you have an offensive game plan that's working, don't go away from it for the sake of being cute. Takes the snap. Hands off. Murrow has it on the left side. Cuts up the field. One man to beat. Can he get away? Pulling him down the field. And he's brought down at the 7-yard line. Big boy run.
Use the pressure on the outside against them. What did we say before the half ended?
Man,
run right at him.
Listen to me. If there's a weakness of the Curtis defense, it's stopping the run when you have a power run approach. You called for it at the end of the second half, and after getting too cute with the reverse, let's get back to north and south action.
That cutback right there was very impressive.
Listen to me. Amir Murrow is a stud. Once he continues to get his muscles fill out and learn how to really run and accelerate, the world is his.
I'll give it back to him.
On a play call here. Brown takes a snap, hands it off to Murrow. Great feet by Murrow as he keeps powering, and he's brought down near the goal line.
Give it right back to him. Got to the 1-yard line.
What I like about Murrow is he don't do the tap dancing and the salsa, and he just goes north, finds the little cracks in the defense, and makes a play.
Accelerate through the hole. Now this ball at the looks like the 2-yard line. Actually, you have to watch out for Kendall Brown on the sneak. Yeah. Murrow in the backfield.
Yeah, it might go to Brown on this one on a misdirection. You're absolutely right. Takes a snap.
That was a false start.
Big break for Curtis there.
Curtis defense looks gassed on this drive.
My fantasy team is doing absolutely nothing, by the way.
Oh, the game's just started, bro.
Right, but I'm thirsty. Second down. Kendu Brown drops back. Pressure's coming. Has the man open in the end zone. Touchdown. Ehol. Play action pass. The tight end leaks out. Number 88, Amani Cespedes, with a humongous touchdown for Erasmus Hall.
And you know what the key right there was? With the play action, he didn't even have to make a perfect throw. He just had to loft it there because he was so wide open because the whole entire defense was selling out for the run.
Cespedes was so open, I was afraid he might drop it. Coming off the safety, Ehol marches right down the field.
Why Cespedes look like an offensive lineman when they get touchdown passes?
That's why I was nervous. Whoa, I haven't seen 88 all game. Where he came from. The extra point is up, and the extra point is good. Erasmus Hall leads by 10. Great job taking advantage of that safety.
We're going to go to a couple replays now. The Amir Murrow run. Yep. Producer baited. There it is. Watch this cutback right here. Root inside. Good block right there. College, he's going to get that breakaway speed. It's a good job by keeping him from getting in the end zone. And then here's the touchdown. Right here, everybody's selling out, and all he has to do is just loft it. Whoa. Make sure I catch that.
You know it's a busted coverage when the DB's looking at the other DB before the play even catches it. They already looking at each other like, what's up? That was your man. So Great job, great play design there by Erasmus Hall. Again, taking advantage of that safety. After the touchdown by Curtis, they've missed extra penalty, missed extra point, safety, touchdown. Big shout out to Staten Island Chiropractic and Recovery. Sports Rehab, the leaders of sports medicine in Oakwood. For all info, 718-874-6002 or follow them on Instagram, SI Sports Cairo. Lock in.
And in the chat, this game is absolutely all coaching. This is literally a heavyweight matchup.
Someone in the chat finally figured out what was going on? Shout out. Kick is up. Oh, bad hands there. And he runs right into a massive hit. All the momentum on the side of Erasmus Hall.
I'm not going to lie, this 10-point lead feels like a 20-point lead right now.
Man,
with this
it
momentum.
might be if they keep playing around. I need Vincent Canzaneri, Quadir Gomez. Quadir might need to go put his sweats on and take them back off so he can find that mojo.
It is imperative for Curtis to score on this drive, and I don't mean 3 points. They need a touchdown. They need 6.
Hands down. Hey, this is the quietest the Curtis crowd has been all game. They understand the moment. They are the defending city champions. Their title is literally on the line right now.
Literally.
Canzaneri assessing the situation, trips to the right side. Jashir Harris in the middle of everything once again. Play action pass to Gomez. Throws it into the flat. Nobody is fooled.
I don't like the running backwards.
No. Trying to make a play, doing a little bit too much. But the pass is complete to Toriano Lewis. Second down and about 7 coming up.
I don't know why, but I just have this sneaky inclination. If you put Lewis and Melendez next to each other, something good is going to happen for Curtis.
I got a sneaky suspicion that an interception is on the way, if you ask me.
What you said?
It might be an interception load, and I don't know. I get this sense.
Oh, well, look what we have here. Look, we had Lewis lined up.
Yep.
Right next to Melendez.
Apply the most pressure possible. But again, you got to be smart if you're E-Hall. You know where the ball is going. And again, they allow that to happen. Toriano Lewis wide open. I don't understand how many times you need to see X amount of receivers on one side of the field. The safeties don't shade. The linebackers don't shade. They just stay in their spot and leave guys open.
It's that soft spot we've been talking about.
This bend but don't break defense is getting broken. Press coverage on the outside. Canzaneri rolls left, puts it up left, has him in. Can he get it there? No, no flag. He face guarded, but he didn't impede the catch.
Agreed. It wasn't so. If the ball was a little more underthrown, then it would have been a PI.
Yes.
But I love the play call nonetheless.
Yeah.
Second down. Wow. I wouldn't mind seeing, I know it's a Madden play, but you see the 3 slants on one side of the field. Defense, with the way the defense has been playing, somebody's going to be open on it.
Now, I want a seam in the boundary. That's what I'm looking for. A seam in the boundary against one of these safeties is a touchdown. Canzaneri takes the snap, immediately rolls left, avoids the pressure, and the pass is complete.
What a catch.
Yes, it is. Toriano Lewis, all hands.
Can I tell you why I don't like that play? You have a righty quarterback rolling to his left, throwing against his body. Not a fan of it.
What if the QB has the arm?
He has the arm strength. He had the velocity on the throw, which is great, but I wouldn't make a habit of it. Or it could be a thing where he feels more comfortable rolling to his left, so maybe. But generally speaking, as a rule of thumb, I'm not a fan.
I'm not mad at you. We all got our things. 3rd and 2 coming up. Takes the snap. Quadir has it. Cuts up the field. Trying to break a tackle, and he's brought down.
I think he gets the first down. But if he bounces that outside, He might be going off to the races.
Interesting. The clock is running. Approaches 6 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Curtis down 10. They need points on this drive. For as much as they've gone forward, they still haven't crossed over the 50-yard line yet. And a flag on the play. Might be delay of game.
12 men.
Oh, how you have 12 men on offense? Oh, no. And now a flag from the side? Oh, no. This might be 2 penalties.
Well, I know for a fact. I saw Sarati running off the field prior to the play.
He was yelling at his players, though. The coach, they threw the flag after the coach yelled at his players. They might get him for a sideline warning.
Not time to implode now.
12 men on offense is tough.
I have a request for E-Hall. I need a booth expansion.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. But look what you're wearing.
You're not wrong. I mean, I got my Under Armour on, but again, I'm in biking attire.
First and 15. Canzoneri looks left, steps up in the pocket, has a lot of room, into the secondary, and he slides just in front of the sticks. Great decision by Canzoneri.
Boys, been talking about it all day, both of these quarterbacks. And E-Hall did bring the pressure on the outside, and he saw open running lane.
Canzoneri's the brains of the operation, man. Second down and 3 coming up. MVP performance so far by Canzoneri. Hands it off. Quadir Gomez cuts to the outside. His best friend, give the ball is out. Recovered by Curtis. So he finally gets his best run and he immediately fumbles it.
But you ever, sometimes this is not your day.
Football gods, man. I believe in them. I believe in the sports gods, period. Still enough for a first down, nevertheless. Curtis moving once again on offense. They've had a lot of success on offense this afternoon. Canzoneri hands off. Gomez wants to get to the left side. Gets to the second level. Chugging it. He's chugging. And he's out of bounds.
Nah, that's what it feels like when he runs. As a great first down run.
To the outside.
Took the words right out of my mouth, right? I was literally about to say he was able to get to the outside, and he's not running through the teeth of the defense.
Timeout, E-Hall. They need a break. They need a break as Erasmus Hall realizing that Quadir Gomez has remembered how to play, but of course, Ascendant Athletics and Culture. Follow them on Instagram, Ascendant Athletics Culture. Lock in. We have the nonprofit organization known for developing youth and high school athletes academically and athletically while maintaining a focus on today's sports. Social Culture is proud to announce a partnership between New York Hustle 707 and DEFCON New York 707 for the 15 and under and 18 under levels for the upcoming 2026 707 season. Tryouts are December 14th. Between the hours of 5 and 9 p.m., you'll have the opportunity to play for DEFCON 707, which is also sponsored by Battler, and to compete in the 5 National Battle Tournament in Miami, Vegas, Houston, and D.C. Players will have the opportunity to play for New York Hustle 707, who will be competing in local tournaments in New York, New Jersey, and the Pennsylvania area. This collaboration is all about highlighting that the Tri-State has ballers, and they need that light. There's a lot of data about what the Tri-State can and can't do when it comes to football, and this program right here will show that, in fact, we got some guys. So, again, follow them on Instagram, Ascendant Athletics and Culture, and on Twitter at the same name, Ascendant Athletics and Culture. They got quite the name. There's a lot of syllables, a lot of A's, and a lot of C's.
Need some water, bro?
I might. I might need a Bev. Canzoneri takes the snap, looks right, quick bubble screen on the outside, and it's great shorthand tackling right there, brought down by number 24, Akeem Brown. But once again, Toriano Lewis getting all the targets in the second half.
And wide open in the same exact spot.
Mm-hmm. That's the best rep of the day for the secondary of E-Hall. Credit where it's due.
That is true.
2nd and 5 coming up. Do we see another Quadir Gomez run? Rolls to the left. Has a man. Complete. Can't see who caught the pass.
It looks like Michael Van.
That was Melendez on the completion. Either way, first down, Curtis. Another rollout to the left side. I'm sorry, Greg.
I mean, if it works, it works.
You're right.
Like I said, there's probably a comfortability factor there with him rolling that way. And to your point, the arm strength is clearly there.
Yeah. Even if he doesn't go D1, I think he's a quarterback that should be playing at the next level, wherever that might be.
Agreed. And he may not start D1, but he can definitely get there.
Canzaneri hands it off to Gomez, trying to power through, trying to tush push, if you will.
Can I be honest
but he's
here, Ray?
brought down.
That play has not worked all day. A little extracurriculars going on after the play. No flag.
Call that one a misunderstanding. I don't think any disrespect was meant, but you know sometimes a lot of testosterone, a lot of emotions, things get misconstrued.
I agree. But, yeah, as in terms of that draw play on the Curtis side, it hasn't worked. The E-Hall defensive tackles have been on it
right
immediately every time. Or you fake the draw and just have the inside man just come right over across the linebackers.
That might happen right now. Canzaneri to the right side has a man in the flat, and it is intercepted. Intercepted. Akeem Brown. 20, 10, 5, house call, touchdown, E-Hall.
And the E-Hall secondary clearly was listening to all our critiques in the first half. And the way he jumped that route was beautiful.
What a game-flipping interception by Akeem Brown, standing up for the maligned secondary of E-Hall. And I told you, Greg, a few plays ago, I sense an interception coming.
You did say that. I got to give you a flowers. You definitely said
Crystal ball Jarve told y'all. I saw it.
And what the other part of that is Canzaneri, as soon as he snapped, was looking that way the whole time.
Play was the sign of the flats.
And he threw it behind him, which what allowed that interception to happen.
Man, what a tough break, though. Greg Curtis driving down the field and immediately a 14-point swing?
What I say, that's a backbreaker right there. And what's even worse is you're on the cusp of getting into the end zone. That's demoralizing to a team.
Man. But you know what? After the kick, we'll get into it. Extra point is up, and the extra point is good.
Now, here's the flip side of that. The E-Hall defense has to get right back out there
For sure.
after a long drive.
But E-Hall made an adjustment. They weren't playing the flats that way with a DB.
They were not.
They finally decided to have someone in that area, and he jumped as if he knew what the play was.
It was like once they saw him in motion, they knew that's where it was going.
We spoke about it. What adjustments would happen?
Great job on the defensive side. And here it is. Canzaneri fakes the handoff, but literally it's just a pitch and catch.
I've never seen a pick six like that at the high school level where there was no defender in sight.
He's going to remember that for the rest of his life.
Oh, yeah. Hey, you got to remember, this is a revenge game. You know? They lost a chip game to these boys last year. Can we get another angle of that? All over it.
And you know what the other part of that? Vinny threw it. He was behind him, and Vinny threw it flat-footed.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't get his legs into it like he's been or some of these throws.
But there's only but so many times you can design these one-read throws before a DB figures it out or a defensive coordinator figures it out, and they adjust the coverage.
And we've been talking about coaching adjustments all game on both sides of the ball. And it's fun to watch, honestly.
Oh, yeah. But nevertheless, let's get into it, Greg. 16-point third quarter. 16-0 run, essentially, by E-Hall. All off the mistakes of Curtis.
Curtis has not played championship-level football here in his third quarter.
And that's been the narrative against his high-level opponents. They have not played championship football. Yet again, we're seeing it this afternoon. First down once again, Canzoneri. Season is officially on the line. No hyperbole. Big huddle here by Curtis, probably saying the same things we're talking about.
Let me ask you a question,
right.
Ray. Do you go no huddle here?
I don't know.
Because time is not on your side at this point.
It's a 3-possession game, so you kind of have to.
Yeah, I think there needs to be more sense of urgency now.
Agreed. First down, Canzoneri takes a snap, looks right, throws right, go right back to the play off the pick six, and this time, because he's afraid of the DB, completely airmails it.
Yeah, sails it. And he had Melendez going down the sideline. And this is what I wanted to say on that previous possession, but they've been kind of attacking the flat so much. Now is your chance to take a deep shot, but they took it on the left side and missed the play. But it's really the right side of the defense they've been killing all day.
You know who's breathing a sigh of relief right now? Jashir Harris, because they stopped throwing to his side. But you never know. It might happen right now. Takes the snap, hands off to Gomez, and he is met at the handoff.
I am confusion.
The wheels are falling off.
I am, because, like I said last possession, that play has not worked once the entire day. If you're going to hand it off, I mean, why not just get on the center?
You know what's also happening, too? That pick six took something out of Curtis. You've seen it with the body language, the way they run in the routes, the way the ball's being delivered, the way Gomez took that handoff. They sense the same thing we sense right now.
100%.
Third and long. Canzoneri back to throw, looks, dances in the pocket, steps up, has a man wide open, and the pass is complete.
First of all, that's a great job stepping up in the pocket and finding an open man.
Akai
but
Lewis.
If he delivers a better ball, he has about 20, 30 more yards to run.
Absolutely. But nevertheless, at least they keep possession.
Yeah.
First down, move them chains.
That was huge. They needed a positive play right there.
Yes. Just over a minute remaining in the third quarter of a game that has taken on a whole different personality here in the third quarter. A 16-point third quarter by Erasmus Hall. A 14-point swing on a pick six has this game in dire straits. Pass complete, and he goes down. Once again, maybe his fifth catch in the third quarter, Toriano Lewis. He's been active in the third.
PPR merchant right now.
And we have reached the end of the third quarter. Erasmus Hall leads Curtis by a score of 37-20. Of course, this is Sage Media Solutions, and this game is brought to you by Staten Island Chiropractic and Sports Rehab. For all appointments, contact them at 718-874-6002 or reach them on Instagram at Staten Island Sports Chiro, as you see on the screen right there.
I'll say this, right? Can Curtis score? Absolutely. There's no doubt in my mind. But the way the E-Hall running game has gotten going, I don't know if they have a chance to come back.
I'll be honest with you, Mr. Polius. I'm not sure they're going to score on this drive.
Really?
I think we are in the end game. Not going to lie.
Is that an Avengers reference?
Nah, yeah, but it's apropos right now. I think the coaches of Erasmus Hall has figured some things out. They've kind of adjusted their coverages, and they're ready.
Agreed.
They're going to bend but don't break, but notice how they flipped the coverage immediately once they got into the red zone. So
everything changed. Everything changed in the red zone. So as the teams flip fields here, this is a do or die drive.
Oh yeah.
Because I don't see E-Hall's offense being stopped.
Here's where I'll give Curtis credit, though. They've been in these kind of battles. They've had their backs against the wall. They've had
I'm sorry.
comebacks.
This Q train seemed louder than most, so I couldn't hear you.
I was saying they've been in this position before as Canzonero takes a snap and it. Did he catch it? No one saw.
It looked like he bobbled it.
It looked like he bobbled it indeed, but I don't know if the ball hit the ground. But what I was saying is Curtis has been in this spot before where they've had to come back. They've been in this situation. Do they have another comeback in them?
Also, you know what we didn't talk about? E-Hall, that's their third pick they dropped.
Right. Hey, my team. Canzonero hands it off. Gomez with a big run. Biggest run of the afternoon, but again, down 17, is that what you need?
It's not what you need, but you take the positive yardage.
Okay.
And you know what he ran off of? The tackle.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Points were made. First down, Curtis. Every snap important. Every second important. E-Hall making defensive substitutions. Logan Laurent comes off. Hands it off again. Oh, no one is fooled. In fact, he was stood up. Big hit on the line.
I felt that.
Oh, yeah. Not sure if I agree with running the ball here, but.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you here, Ray. Down 17 with 11 minutes left.
And you're not even.
And your season is on the line.
Not playing with any pace either.
And this is why I talk about the no huddle. You need a sense of urgency. You need to send your quarterback in with like 3 or 4 plays.
Clark Laurent back on the field for Erasmus Hall. Canzonero lines up in the shotgun, takes a snap, rolls to his right, looking for a man downfield. Has it. Oh, and it's dropped. Toriano.
That's tough.
Lewis.
Looking to run before he secured the ball.
Oh, man.
That was a first down.
This is the whole second half. Oh, man. When it rains, it pours.
Is this 4-down territory?
It has to be. If it's not 4-down territory, you telling me it's white flag entertainment.
Hold on. Don't look at me like that, Dre. I'm having conversation for the viewers. Jeez, man.
Canzonero back to throw. Oh, and it's almost intercepted again. I'm trying to, Greg, what did I tell you? I'm not sure they're going to score.
Adjustments were made. And he threw into double coverage there, too.
Yeah. 4th and 8 coming up. 4-down territory, Greg.
Now, last time they were in this position, he threw a touchdown.
Yeah.
On 4th and 13.
This ain't the same defense.
Yeah. See, this right here, I know it's an incomplete pass, so you can call the play in, but I think they need to get in the habit of moving faster.
The situation is looking like it's getting the better of them right now. This is just my observation. Canzonero takes a step, looks to his right, looks to his left, steps up in the pocket, has the man. Melendez has it. Willie walking to the end zone, and he's knocked out of bounds.
Great job finding your safety valve right there. What?
I can't complain. The defender had to make a choice, get the quarterback or leave my man. He made his choice. He got to live with it.
But that's also what happens when you have a quarterback who can step up in the pocket and keep his eyes downfield. Again, because like I said, he's not a running quarterback per se, but he knows how to keep his feet moving.
E-Hall has decided they're not going to blitz. Go ahead.
And that type of play right there is what's going to get him to the next level.
Hands it off. Gomez. No.
Break outside.
Quadir Gomez.
E-Hall bringing in the defensive tackle reinforcements.
Right.
Number 75, Aiden Padilla.
Second down. Hands it off to Gomez. Up the middle, and he is in for a touchdown. Much needed points on the scoreboard for Curtis. Cuts the lead to 11. Will they go for 2? Looks like they're going to take the extra point.
Take the extra point. Don't leave points out there. Because 2, I mean, granted, 1 is not guaranteed either, but I'd rather you make it a 2-score game and then instead of leaving it at 26.
Yeah. Hopefully this extra point is pure because every point matters. Takes a snap. Kick is up. And it is good.
He was out at halftime working.
10-point game. A little over 10 minutes left in the game.
Don't worry. Everybody's going crazy in the stands because the point was given to Erasmus and not Curtis. The scoreboard will fix it, I'm sure.
The Curtis fans are on edge. The energy in this stadium, you could cut it. Okay? E-Hall trolling on the scoreboard, too. What part of the game is that? This is a playoff game, guys. Let's get it together.
This is going to be the most important defensive possession for Curtis of the game.
Heavy dose of the run coming here, yeah?
Can the Curtis defensive line hold up? Do you stack the box? Because Kendall Brown does have the ability, and E-Hall receivers have the speed to beat the Curtis corners on the outside.
You're up 10. You don't need to get cute. Run the ball. Pass when net.
No. I was talking about for Curtis. Do you stack the box here?
I don't know.
It's tough because, like I said, Kendu can throw the ball. So it's like pick your poison almost.
They're probably going to stack the box. Just based on what we've seen this game, I expect them to stack the box.
And if they do, does E-Hall counter with throwing the deep ball?
Based on what we've seen, yes. E-Hall, again, this game is personal.
Yeah, 100%.
They don't want.
Wait, did Curtis just recover an onside kick?
Or did it go 10 yards?
Yes, they did. And E-Hall players on the field with hands on their head in shock.
We have ourselves a ball game.
Oh, no, I had to stand up for that one.
You know what that tells me? Curtis knows they can't get the ball.
100%.
You got to manufacture a possession. What a game.
I'll tell you what, riding my bike in this cold, windy weather to get here was very much worth it.
Oh, yeah. Canzonero, he needs to protect the football.
Yes.
He's had almost 2 game-flipping picks on the last possession before they scored.
Got to make sure he's leading his receivers.
The Sharks are hunting. Single high safety look for E-Hall. Shot play on the way. Has a step. Flag on the play. Pass interference. This game has immediately flipped.
You could feel the momentum shifting in the stands.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
That was the shot. That was the point to take your shot right there, too, on first down.
As I said, I've said some bad things about Curtis, but I also did say they've been in this situation where they've had to come back before. So this is not surprising that we're seeing them marching. Pass interference, 15-yard, not a spot foul, right?
Yeah, not a spot foul. In high school, it's 15 yards, which I wouldn't mind in the NFL either, to be honest.
Canzoneri takes a snap. Quick pass, and it's dropped. Oh,
Gotta secure the football, young man. Toriano Lewis with his second drop and the second half.
Same way, too eager to run with the football, not securing the catch. Each down that you don't confirm your plays, you're giving a down to your opponent. Second down and 10 coming up. Man, again, the tension.
Yeah.
This feels like basketball season, how tense the crowd is right now, boy.
This is the most intense football crowd I've been a part of all season.
Yes.
Because even if you come away with 3, it's still a one-score game.
I think they want more. Canzoneri drops back the pass, steps up in the pocket. The ball is out. Is that an incompletion? Is it a fumble?
Looks like they're going to call it incomplete. And to me, it didn't look like his arm was moving forward. I thought that was a fumble. If I'm E-Hall, I'd drop on that ball. But it looked like since nobody went for the ball, refs were like, all right, we'll call it incomplete. But it didn't look like there was any forward motion on that arm.
The referee said he don't want to be involved in that big of a decision, and I respect that. 3rd and 10. Secondary of Erasmus Hall communicating the coverage. Canzoneri. Quick out.
I don't like that play on 3rd down.
Hmm?
But to your point, the adjustments have been made in the back end of the secondary, so Canzoneri hasn't been able to get that ball downfield, which is why he's attacking the flat so much.
4th and 8, though. He can't attack the flat here. He has to go down the field. Will someone in a black jersey get their hands on it? Biggest play of the game on deck. Under 10 minutes left in this semifinal matchup. Curtis trailing by 10. They need this first down. Canzoneri rolling left, looking down the field. Has a man, and it's overthrown. Turnover on downs.
Oh, that was tough.
Man.
You hate to have a wasted possession like that on an onside kick.
And the problem is he had to get greedy because the plays underneath weren't there. Damn. That play was a touchdown in the first half, though.
Yes, it was. And, again, the adjustments were made.
Mm-hmm. Big time stop there by Erasmus Hall, getting the ball back after the onside kick. Now, back to our previous conversation. Do you load the box? Do you run against a loaded box? Questions that need answers.
I think on 1st down you load the box. Now, Kendall Brown's a senior quarterback. He has the ability to audible. Is he going to see that and audible out of it also is a question.
I don't know. These are championship downs. So I don't know if they're going to even leave that responsibility in Kendall Brown's hands. Under center. Hands it off. Oh, makes a man miss in the backfield. Great pursuit, though, by Curtis, not allowing him to get too far.
Looks like he gets back to the line of scrimmage. Right. Great job by Curtis right there.
But again, up 10, 2-possession game. The clock is your friend. You could even just, if you chew off 2 minutes off this clock, that's still a win.
100%.
And they're taking their time.
I would even take a delay a game on a punt.
We've seen that a lot.
Yeah.
In modern football, anyway, they take that penalty just to clock them. Under 8 minutes for me.
And Curtis has struggled to move the ball in the second half.
Yeah. Takes the snap. Hands it off. Churning loose legs. Gang tackling by Curtis. Brings down Jair Lewis. There's a lot of guys named Lewis on the field today. A lot of Lewises.
Run it again.
3rd and about what looks to be, let's see with the ball, about 4 or 5.
Or screen pass.
Absolutely.
Because they're selling out right now.
Now you get into your Andy Reid bag with that pitch forward and, you want to, now if you want to run the reverse, you can do that.
This is time. Yeah, the box is stacked. Look how far up the safeties are.
Takes a snap. Oh, straight drop back. Brown rolling left. Flings it for, oh, what a pass by Kendall Brown. Completed to Cespedes. Great decision there.
The Mahomes-esque flip to the tight end.
Little shovel to the second baseman to complete the double play. First down, E-Hall.
Well, what I say about senior leadership, man, is poise in a pocket.
Poise. Especially at the high school level, poise. Because the nerves at this level usually get the better of you.
Because that could have easily been a sack in the backfield.
Felt the pressure. And that's pressure he didn't feel as much in the first half.
Yeah. And here's the other thing. New set of downs and 2 minutes off the clock.
Oh, yeah. They're going to start forcing Lewis up the field, churning those legs.
These backs, man, their ability to just carry defenders is impressive.
And this is what we talked about in the first half. You know, people won't give us our flowers, so we got to take it. You mentioned the size or lack thereof up front of Curtis. And I said in the Tottenville game, Tottenville was able to win because they used their size and their run game to their advantage. And you're seeing that play out. That's why Lewis is on the field. He's the bigger back. So you can run, you can wear that defense down. At some point, if you're Curtis, you're going to have to start thinking about using those timeouts.
Yeah. Because right now this drive is approaching 3 minutes.
The Curtis crowd doing everything they can to keep their defense in this game. One thing I'll give Curtis as far as the crowd goes, great group, pass and play, up the field, has a step, and it's incomplete. No flag, at least I don't see one anywhere. A lot of hand fighting between the DB and the wide receiver. Good job by the referees not throwing that flag. 3rd and 3 coming up.
So E-Hall fans going to hate me for saying this, but even if that was completed, it shouldn't have counted because that was offensive pass interference. He extended his whole arm into his chest.
Well, he was grabbing his jersey. There was a lot of hand fighting.
All right. If we're going to go hand fighting on both sides, I'll give. But usually once the arm is extended, that's when they call it.
Touche.
Okay, and shout out to all you guys from wherever you're watching. We got 1,000 people plus in the chat viewing this instant classic.
Oh, yeah. 3rd and 3. Amir Murrow on the field. In the backfield. Candu Brown hands it off. Murrow turns the corner. Does he have enough? I think he does. First down.
Looks like. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, man.
He stayed in bounds?
No.
I see the clock
So the referees make the – but I know they stop the clock for first downs as well. Once the ball is set, they'll probably start the clock. Yep, there it is. The clock is running.
Well, obviously another touchdown. This game is over.
At this point, you don't even need to score.
No, you don't. I was going to say another couple first downs, and you just force them to use their timeouts.
White flag entertainment.
That's rude.
Under 5 remaining in this semifinal matchup. E-Hall taking their time. Running the ball right at the defense of Curtis, who you got to believe are getting tired, and they just jumped off sides. Unless they were baited. No, off sides.
We have a viewer watching from Scotland. Shout out to our overseas viewers.
Shout out to the UK. Much respect. As the clock continues to run, approaching the 4-minute warning. Kendu Brown sets, takes a snap, hands it off. Murrow has it, and he's brought down.
Not somebody
And
quoted
flag
Drake. Tick, 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 tick.
I wasn't doing it.
Somebody quoted you in the chat, Drake.
Huh?
Somebody quoted him in the chat.
Yeah. What's the flag, though?
At this point, honestly, just unless it's egregious, hold your flags.
No, it was egregious. Look how much they moved.
Another flag.
Whoa, wait. Why are we throwing flags while wait. There was just a timeout called.
He looks upset. We got a language foul?
Probably. Let's see what the call is.
Curtis is losing it right now.
Bro, this playoff game, rivalry game, high intensity, high emotions, these are the things that tend to happen. This is not even a chip game. Waiting on the referees to signal it, if at all.
I'm telling you, one day, Ray, we're gonna have a system where we're on the same accord with the refs, and we know what they call. I don't know when it's gonna happen, but it's gonna happen.
I believe in you, Greg. But more so, I believe in Andre Johnson, the visionary.
Looks like the ball is just outside the 10-yard line.
You saw. Andre, did you see what the referee signaled on that? All right. Two consecutive flags against Curtis. Has the ball deep inside the red zone now. We at the 13-yard line, 1st and 10. A little over 4 minutes remaining in this one. Kendu Brown in the pistol. Changes the play. All right, back into the traditional shotgun formation. Brown adjusting the protection. Takes a snap. Play action pass. Quick slant, and it's broken up.
Good defensive play by Melendez, but if that pass was maybe a foot in front, that's a touchdown.
I don't like the pass, though.
I don't. It's not necessary.
Unnecessary.
And you saw what happened last time another team was down here at an ball thrown behind. It went for 6 the other way.
Might have effectively ended the game for all intents and purposes. A team like Curtis, you don't want to give them any life.
At all.
Brown takes a snap, hands it off. Murrow thought he was met in the backfield, but he was able to get a couple of positive yardage. Now there's a little bit of scrappage in the pile, a lot of emotions. 3rd down coming up.
I mean, even if they get stopped, they kick the field goal, that's still points.
Yeah.
Or if you're E-Hall in the revenge mode, it's high school football, do you go for it on 4th down?
Maybe. At this point in the game, you could take the field goal.
No, I agree. But you know emotions run high. Mm-hmm. Coach, you want to stick it to the other side.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if this is that personal. This is not the Lemon Pepper Bowl, you know?
Also, that is a hilarious name.
I love it. They need to keep it.
For those of you that don't know what we're talking about, we're talking about South Shore versus Eagle Brooklyn.
Our city needs lore like that, you know? 3rd and 4. Hands it off to Murrow. He's probing. He's in the crowd. And he's down. I'm not sure where we're located. We can't really see where the spot is. We're waiting on the referees to let us know if it's a 1st down or it'll be 4th down.
It looked like he signaled 1st down.
1st and goal for Erasmus Hall as they slowly and methodically work their way down the field.
The drive started with just about 8.5 to go. The key word, like you said, methodical.
This is why you said that off of the onside kick, they needed to get points.
Yeah.
Because you knew before the onside kick that this is what the drive might look like. Okay. 1st and goal. Ball on the 3-yard line. Kendu Brown. False start?
False start.
Yes, it is. Moving back 5 yards. 1st and goal at the 8. Again.
So just an update on our New York football teams. The Giants are down 17-14 with 48 seconds to go in the first half. And the Jets are up 7-3 on Baltimore at the half.
The Giants are ahead, sir.
Oh, wait, what?
What are you looking at?
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. I looked at the wrong thing. The Giants are up 17-14. My bad. And touchdown, E-Hall.
And that will do it.
That is what we call the dagger.
Amir Murrow walking into the end zone for the final salvo of the second half.
Is it poetic that the sun is coming out?
Ironic. Wait a minute. I see a lot of conversations happening. Just making sure. Sometimes flags fly and we miss it. Wait a minute.
It looks like it's coming back.
Yeah. man. Oh, man. Crowd for Curtis starting to file out, man.
That's worse for Curtis because now Eho can hold the ball longer. You needed them to score.
Yeah. Maybe Curtis just lets them score so they get the ball back. Morrow turns the corner. Nothing but green in front of him, and he walks in. I don't see any flags this time. It counts. Touchdown. E. Hall. And that is the exclamation point on this revenge game. 43-7 is your score, pending the extra point.
For one half, this was a very exciting football game.
Oh, yeah. One team made the better adjustments at the end of the day. Extra point on the way for Erasmus Hall. Kick is up, and it is good. Our score is now 44-27. E. Hall. This game was 21-20 at half. But mistakes, that's the story here. Mistakes by Curtis.
I'll tell you what.
Let me just lay out the mistakes for you, for the people who might showing up late. They recovered the kick, the first kick of the second half, so they're letting it go out of bounds, which directly led to a safety. The safety led to a touchdown. Curtis walks down the field after that touchdown they gave up. They throw a pick six. This deficit is all on the hands of Curtis.
100%. And even after the not letting the ball go out of bounds, the play calling, curious at best. You know, you come out and you run the ball 3 straight times or 2 straight times when you've had so much success throwing the football, and you're inside your own 15.
Yeah.
Why not try to push the ball? And then you had the miscommunication, the delay of game. Shout out to Danny, fastest ever to get to 200 wins. He reached his 200th win last week. So big shout out to Coach Danny.
Under 3 minutes remaining in Curtis's season. Is there a miracle up their sleeve? Or is this it for them? Let's see. Not a squib kick.
Almost dropped it still.
Toriano Lewis with some room. The kick of the beat. Wait, is the ball? Oh, that was his helmet. Okay. Toriano Lewis.
All he had to do was beat the kicker. Shout out to the kicker for making the tackle.
Put his nose in and lost his helmet.
I thought he was going to cut back inside.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's daylight.
I think he just wanted to feel the physicality, he being Lewis. I think he wanted to plow the kicker. But you gotta get on the angle and hit the gas and let him chase you.
That would have been something.
Oh, yeah. Then maybe another onside kick.
Yeah.
Who knows? Deep shot here from Canzoneri on first down.
Why not?
Okay.
This has been the best defensive second half adjustment I've seen all year.
Yeah. From a secondary in peril to a secondary that became a brick wall. Very impressive. Canzoneri drives back. Steps up in the pocket.
And he falls out. E-Hall recovers.
Fumbles. Sack. Fumble. E-Hall.
E-Hall brought the pressure in the biggest moment of the game. And they have essentially ended Curtis's season with that sack, strip, and fumble right there.
I need to see the replay to give the credit on a strip fumble. E-Hall, exclamation point after exclamation point after exclamation point. More people filing out of the stands.
The whole second half, if it wasn't the pick or the missed picks, the ball security, Nothing went right for Curtis in the second half.
This is the thing now. You're down. You're up 17. You pin your ears back and you chase the quarterback. You don't got to worry about too much. And they got home on Canzoneri, stripped the ball out, fumble. 2:31 remaining in this one. Erasmus Hall will continue to run the ball. I think they maybe will show some respect to their opponent and maybe just run the clock out.
I don't know.
Hands it off. Lewis. Oh, no, Kendu Brown keeps it. He's going up the sidelines. Forget respect. He's walking into the end zone. Good night.
What I tell you, bro.
Night.
They came here to pour it on.
E. Hall saying last year was a fluke. We out for respect.
50
call it back
piece.
again. Everybody wake up. Don't go to sleep. No night. They call the flag. Holding. Jeez Louise. Listen, quite frankly, you're up 17. Just take a couple knees. Have some decency.
I told you, they took that loss in the chip last. That ended their streak of 5 straight. They took that personally.
You're right. Andre, is it possible to get the replay of the sack fumble or no? Yeah. I just wanted to accredit whoever actually made the play. What was number 45? Okay. Our Malik Spencer made that play. He was waving goodbye, but I wasn't sure if it was him who made the play, but our Malik Spencer with the sack fumble essentially ending Curtis's season for good.
Wait, did they bring it back?
Yeah, it was you didn't.
No, I didn't hear. I did not hear you.
It was a holding call.
I missed that.
Yeah, apparently.
I was trying to read the comments. I was reading the comments, seeing what I could respond to. And I definitely missed the holding call.
Yo, Greg, don't ride the bike to the game no more. That's it.
Oh, now they're gonna listen to you.
Do the right thing. Have some decency. Kendu Brown takes a knee. But I think it'll still be enough time for Curtis to touch the ball a couple of times. Or a referee's calling it? Yeah, they're calling it. Curtis comes to Brooklyn, and this time they're unsuccessful as Erasmus Hall avenges their championship defeat here at Sid Luckman Field. The final score, Erasmus Hall 44, Curtis 27. Sage Media Solutions brought you this doozy.